Hi, little one. I'm Cozy Bear. Tonight we float up high, higher than the birds, higher than the trees, to meet a tiny cloud named Cirrus, who has the most beautiful wish you've ever heard. Snuggle up tight. Here we go. High above the world, higher than the tallest mountain, higher than the highest bird, higher than anywhere you have ever been. The clouds drift. Slowly, freely, each one going wherever the wind wishes, without hurry, without worry, without anywhere particular to be. They have been drifting like this since before there were eyes to watch them, since before there were names for things, since the very beginning of sky. Most clouds are content with this, the drifting, the freedom, the wide, clean emptiness of the high air. Most clouds want nothing more than to drift and dissolve and drift again, becoming rain, becoming mist, becoming cloud again, the oldest, most patient cycle in the world. But one small cloud had a wish of her own. Her name was Cirrus. She was small, the smallest cloud in the sky that night, and wispy, the kind of cloud that looks like someone drew her with a single light brush stroke and then thought better of adding more. The other clouds sometimes didn't notice she was there at all. She was that small, that quiet, that easy to overlook. But Cirrus had something that none of the bigger clouds had. She had a wish. Every night, from her place high in the cold, clean sky, she looked down at the sea. It was so far below, so impossibly, beautifully far, dark blue and silver in the moonlight, moving and alive, always moving, never the same twice, restless and deep and full of something she couldn't name from this distance. "I want to touch it," she said, to herself, to no one, to the stars who were too far away to answer. Just once. "I want to know what it feels like to touch the sea." She told the other clouds. She had to tell someone. The wish had been growing inside her for so long, it had started to feel heavy. And clouds are not supposed to feel heavy. The bigger clouds shook their heads. "Clouds don't touch the sea," said one, large and gray and certain. "That isn't what we do. We float, we drift, we become rain. We do not go down there." "Why not?" asked Cirrus. The large cloud considered this for longer than she expected, then said, "It isn't done." "But why isn't it done?" Another cloud answered this time, older, slower. "Because clouds belong up here. The sea belongs down there. That is how it has always been. That is how it always will be." Cirrus looked at the sea far below, the sea that was always moving, always reaching, always restless. "It doesn't look like something that accepts always," she thought. It looks like something that keeps trying. I'm going anyway, she said. The big clouds said nothing. They just watched as the smallest cloud in the sky began, very slowly, to drift downward. It was different going down. The air changed. Up high, the air was thin and cold and tasted of nothing, of pure nothing, which is its own kind of taste. But as Cirrus drifted lower, the air grew thicker, warmer. It tasted of salt and something green, and the particular heaviness of a world that was being lived in. She passed through the layer where the birds flew. A single seabird banked and turned and looked at her with one sideways eye. "Where are you going?" it called. "Down," she said. The bird considered this. "Clouds don't go down," it said. "This one does," said Cirrus. The bird watched her go, then turned back to the sea and forgot about her, the way birds forget about most things. Instantly, completely, with no hard feelings. Cirrus kept going. The sea was getting closer. She could see the individual waves now, each one rising, reaching, falling back, rising again. It looked like breathing, halfway between the sky and the sea, in that strange in-between place where the air is neither high nor low, neither cold nor warm, neither sky nor sea. Cirrus met something. It was rising, coming up from the water in long, slow tendrils, silver white and soft, familiar somehow, in a way she couldn't explain. She stopped. "What are you?" she asked. The rising thing slowed, gathered itself, looked at her, or did the thing that mist does that is like looking. "I am sea mist," it said. Its voice was the sound of water becoming air. "I am the sea, reaching up, just as you are the sky, reaching down. We have been trying to meet for longer than either of us knows. Every night, from both directions. The sea reaching up, the clouds reaching down, never quite getting there, never quite touching. Until tonight." Cirrus was very still. "Until tonight," she repeated softly, halfway between the sky and the sea, in that strange in-between place where the air is neither high nor low, neither cold nor warm, neither sky nor sea. Cirrus met something. It was rising, coming up from the water in long, slow tendrils, silver white and soft, familiar somehow, in a way she couldn't explain. She stopped. "What are you?" she asked. The rising thing slowed, gathered itself, looked at her, or did the thing that mist does that is like looking. "I am sea mist," it said. Its voice was the sound of water becoming air. "I am the sea, reaching up, just as you are the sky, reaching down. We have been trying to meet for longer than either of us knows, every night, from both directions. The sea reaching up, the clouds reaching down, never quite getting there, never quite touching. Until tonight. Cirrus was very still. Until tonight, she repeated softly. After a long time, she couldn't have said how long, because time moves differently in the in-between place. Cirrus began to rise again, back toward the cold, clean air, back toward the stars, back toward the high, wide sky that was her home. The other clouds were where she had left them, drifting, unhurried, unchanged, but they looked at her differently now. Something about her had changed. She moved differently, held herself differently, and she shimmered, very slightly, almost invisibly, as if she was lit from within by something that hadn't been there before. "You went," said the large gray cloud, not accusing, just noting. "I went," said Cirrus, and Cirrus thought about the mist, about the moment of meeting, about the feeling of, "I was always going to be here." "It felt like home," she said. The large cloud was quiet for a while. "Maybe," it said finally, very quietly, "I will go tomorrow." The sky settled into its deep night stillness. The stars kept their ancient watch. The moon moved its slow arc across the top of everything. And far below, the sea rolled on, rising, reaching, falling back, rising again, the way it always had, the way it always would. But tonight it shimmered just slightly differently, just slightly warmer, as if it was carrying something it hadn't had before, as if it had been touched by something from above. And high in the sky, one small wispy cloud drifted in slow, easy circles, carrying her own small warmth, a piece of the sea inside her, and drifted and drifted and drifted into the deepest, most peaceful, most contented sleep she had ever slept. Whatever you're reaching for, little one, keep reaching. The world has a way of reaching back. And sometimes, in the most beautiful moments, you meet in the middle. Good night, little dreamer. Sweet, sweet dreams. And that, little one, was tonight's story. Cozy Bear hopes you have the most wonderful, magical dreams tonight. See you next time. Good night.